Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Walk for episode 6. Following episode 5, I thought it'd be a nice shift to probably have someone else on the podcast and have a guest. And pretty excited to have someone who I've been lucky enough to come across in my journey, and also someone who I've resonated with and confined in at times, and he's confined in me, and we've become mates from that. And it actually was from work. So, and it's a really important episode, I suppose, for me and for a lot of people out there. And like I said, it's because, the man I met sitting beside me isn't someone that I've met through podcast or social media or a highlight reel. It's someone I've worked alongside and got to know slowly over time. Someone who's trusted me with parts of his story that aren't easy to say out loud. I'm joined today by Martin Carranza. I hope I said the Carranza bit right. Indeed. And just before we get into it, just a bit of background on Martin. He's a father of 7, and he's lived a life that probably hasn't followed the straight line. He has been in and out of prison during his journey. He's made mistakes and he's carried consequences. And I just want to make it quite clear that this conversation isn't going to be about glorifying the past or digging up details for shock value. And for clickbait, it's not what I'm about. It's really going to be about responsibility, growth, and what it looks like when a man decides he wants to be better, and not just for himself, but his family and his kids. Over probably the last 12 to 18 months, Martin sort of opened up to me about his struggles, about, the weight of regret, what being a father is and the weights that carries. And I suppose he's just trying to break patterns that was, I suppose, handed down to you long before you knew what they were. And the one thing that stood out for me, the entire relationship that we've had in our friendship, is that it's not you're not perfect, you're honest. Like all of us. And I say that a fair bit on the podcast, that it's a journey of progression, not perfection.
That's it.
And I suppose, the willingness to sort of look at yourself without excuses and still believe that there was a change possible. I suppose for the listeners, this episode's really about, and for anyone who thinks that it's probably too late and is carrying a fair bit of guilt from their past. And I suppose for fathers who are really trying to rebuild some trust, stability, and identity, one choice at a time and one decision at a time. One step, mate. I totally agree. And Martin's story really today won't be about where he's been, but what he's choosing to be now and the direction he wants to head in now. And I just want to say thanks for being on here, mate. I really appreciate it. It's pretty exciting. It's
an honour to be here, that's for sure.
It's nice to have a guest, and especially yourself as the first guest, and to be here on The Walk. So I thought we'd get into the conversation, I suppose, talking about, who's Martin today. And that is sort of, before we tap into about where you've been and what's happened, sort of what that looks like today, not your past or your mistakes, but who you are right now. What does life look like for you currently, I suppose? And, I thought we'd start by touching on that. So, who is Martin?
Who's Martin today? Talking in like that, I guess, what is it, that third person, or however they call it.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy, but damn. I'm a dad. Yeah. I consider myself a dad. I'm not just. I've said it so many times, and saying it out loud now is like, oh crap. What I think, or how I perceive it, is I'm there. I'm present. I'm not just a blow-in, or I'm not just there on autopilot. It's every day. Yeah. It's get up in the morning, do the things with the kids, get to work, smash out the day, come home buggered, to not finish, to keep going. So the work doesn't stop when the boots come off and the high vis comes off. It's it's a whole nother hat.
It's like that second. It's like I think people who don't have children, or people who do have kids, will understand. It's kind of like a second shift. Like
you have to get that second wind again.
And you catch yourself sitting in the driveway sometimes, and you just you take a deep breath, and it's not because your kid's bust your balls or whatever. It's just because or your partner does. It's just because you're like,
you got to mentally prepare yourself.
I've given everything to today, and now I've got to give even
more.
Want to try and give the best bit of myself to the family. And I totally agree.
That's definitely been something that like I've tried, and especially in this stint that I have been, out of prison and stuff. Like it's been, if to put it into calculations, I wouldn't know exactly, but say 3 and a bit years, and it has been the most challenging, rewarding, and just humbling 3 years ever.
Yeah.
From the moment I met you as well, like we just clicked, and it was great. It was like, damn, he's a guy that's been through some shit, and is willing to listen, and is willing to happily be like, hey, here's a bit of guidance, or here's a bit of advice, or here's what I would, or maybe try, and that's been more than just helpful, like so many times.
Yeah, I mean, we've probably caught ourselves more times than not. Like, it's usually at the end of the day too, like we've just poured a slab, or we've done a long 12, 13-hour day. And then you've
drilled 1,800 holes.
Yeah, 100%, man. And then you've got like, you all of a sudden hit this wall. And you're in these little moments. I find that during my day, there's, like, what we do is quite chaotic, and then I find silence in the chaos where I'm kind of like,
damn,
catch myself, and then I'll look around and I'll be thinking about stuff, the kids, bills, soul surgeries coming up, whatever it may be, and then I'll sort of look around, like when we're working together, I'd look around and be like, no one else kind of gets it. And I'd be like, oh, hang on, Martin kind of does. I'm going to keep that in the back pocket to have that discussion later. And they were always the best ones, but they're always at like
the randomest.
Yeah, the end of the day. End of day, and it's like there was a few times where we'd have a chat, and I'd and we'd get on a roll, and we'd finished at 5, and the next thing you know, the shoppie's coming up to us going, You need to get out of here. I want to fucking lock up tight. And we're like, sorry, mate, we'll continue this. And there was sometimes where we'd call each other on the phone, still have that conversation, continue at home, but yeah, I mean, that's cool, man. Like that's awesome to hear. Like when I speak to you, I do see a dad and a real a gentleman, and someone who's really trying to be that father figure for his kids that they're proud of, and also one that doesn't shy away from his mistakes. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, man, and I've said that to you many times.
Yeah. No, you have definitely, and that means a lot. Having that recognition is what's helped me these few years to actually be like, nah, there's good people that can see that I'm good, that can see that I've made that change. And for me to sit back and sit in my own head and think, man, where was I? What was I doing? Like, what the hell? And then to all of a sudden just be like, there's these random people that I've just met or have known for a bit now, like we have, and to be valued is amazing. Yeah, and I think to have that sense of worth.
Well, and you got to carry
self-worth.
You got to carry that with you, because like I've sat there in a lot of moments over my time where you just feel like you're nothing, and you've got nothing going right. That stuff where one thing happens and the next thing happens, and it's like bad things come in threes, good things come in threes, and you're just like, fucking world's caving in. But you kind of need to remember that I truly believe everyone's born to be good, and it's a lot harder to stay bad or to act bad and continue that on throughout life. But just like, always remember that you're valued, or you've got something to bring. And even when you're out of your element, like getting comfortable with being uncomfortable
is probably one of the best things you could possibly do.
Yeah, because all of a sudden it's like, I've got no other fucking choice but to be either master this or learn it.
And then, hey, hopefully by fluke, you've got it better than the master.
Dude, I still remember I think it was the first day I worked with you, and I was like, I got told like this Martin's coming to help you, and I was just like, all good, no dramas. And then I'm looking around and I saw you, and you had like the company shirt on, And I looked and like, I remember your hard hat said something like, try me bitch or something. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? You know, that was the initial, I try not to take on face value, but when you're under the pump, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? But then from that day to like now, that transition of like who you, and like, and the one thing I'll always say is honesty. You've always been yourself.
100%. I've had to have been.
Yeah.
Like it's, and you know what? It's not that I wasn't always.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of I had to not say things. I had to learn to bite my tongue with a lot of things and not be able to give my honest opinion or things like that. And it's something that I've had to learn and sort of be like, you know what? No, I don't have to hide anymore. I am who I am because of my past, and I'm going to be better than what I was, and then some.
Yeah, I think it's that thing of like wearing so many different hats. That's how I view it. So like you've got your hat of being a partner, you've got your hat of being a son, you've got your hat of being a nephew, a cousin, you've got your hat of being a brother or a sister, and you've got all these different hats. But once you start, they're the ones that are sort of like probably like your favorite hats to wear.
Yeah.
Then when you start adding on the hats that don't feel that comfortable, the more of them you pile on, the head gets really cloudy and heavy. You know what I mean?
Definitely does.
And so it's the ability to remove
the crap.
Remove the hats that aren't you. Like, you know, it's like putting on a fresh hat you've bought that costs you $100 and it's so comfortable, and then you put on a cheap hat. Like, remove the cheap hats that don't
have any,
and that's
any
not materializing life.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the cheap stuff's always the best, but like remove those things that are causing you discomfort and be who you are. And you're going to piss people off.
100%.
But like if you're pissing people off,
you're doing something right.
Yeah. And a lot of the time it's a reflection of themselves.
100% as well. Yeah. Couldn't agree more with that one. That's one thing that that's been a thing. The more you start to see it and you start to like going through life, through work, through being a dad, through all of it, it's like so many people that like I remember them, but like where are they now?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. If they mean something, if they meant something, they're still there.
Yeah. And I think as you get older, I'm very much like this. Like I didn't think, as I got older, I always thought, well, when I was younger, I always thought like I've got my core group of mates and that's all I'll have. Yeah. And in 40 years time, I'll be hanging out with the same blokes. But then you meet people along your journey. Like I've got a mate of mine, which I think we've spoken about before. And I used to work with him.
Yep.
He's a fantastic guy. I speak to him, like I was speaking to him today, like when I was driving to pick you up, and spoke to him this morning, and like we get along so well because we're very similar in the way we think about stuff. But he's older, and I look to him as like an older brother. Like I don't have an older brother, I've got a younger sister, but I look at him as like an older brother and stuff. But I never thought I'd make a mate like that. And then it was like you go through a few years, you meet some people on the road when you're working and doing whatever. But then every so often you meet someone like I met you, and all of a sudden it's like, fuck, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and like we're not working together now. Like I've gone my own sort of way, and you're still where I was and stuff. And like that's fantastic. You know, it's good to see that stability has been held there through it all. But like we still keep in touch. It's not. It's always that sort of thing of how are you, man, or you know, even just the little messages. Like I think there was a New Year's one where you're like, I missed a call and I was like, oh, you know, I'll check in on him, and it was like, I just want to wish you a happy New Year, and I'm like, dude, amazing, thank you, like you know, but I suppose like I mean,
little things like that
100%, man, and they're like celebrate those little wins that you've got people like that in your life, because the world becomes a pretty dark and scary place when you don't have those people. And when, which we'll touch on as we move through this, but I suppose there's probably been a lot of times where you've had to box yourself out of the corner on your own and knowing that no one's coming. And I can relate to that in the sense of what we go through with Soul and not having anyone around
to share that experience, or not to share the experience, but to share that same level of holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck are we supposed to do right now?
Yeah. And like you got to think like it's that first time parenting.
Yeah.
And the first time parenting a child with rare needs or condition. And like you've got your youngest.
Yep.
And I know she's got hearing difficulties that's sort of deteriorating, and she's just turned like what, 2 or
She
something?
just turned 2 on the 2nd of this month, and like we were speaking in the car, like it's become one of those things where it's like we've noticed a lot of like she can't hear S, like the sound that the S makes in words, you know, and like we sort of, it might sound cruel or whatever, but like we're not bagging her or anything in that sense, but like we make it into a playful thing for her.
Yeah.
So that, you know what, like as she's getting older, obviously she'll be able to learn by the visual and by the hand movements of learning sign language and stuff. But like the poor kid can't say S's.
Yeah. And you've got to like, and I think the thing is like what people don't realize is like, probably as she gets older and and again, we'll touch on going to that a bit more, but as she gets older, they're the core memories you're making for
100%, 100%.
So when she does, you know, hopefully I hope her hearing doesn't deteriorate to that point. But if it did, she can always think like, oh, I remember like, you know, mum and dad playing that game with me or whatever. So I suppose continuing on about, who you are. What are you most proud of the man that you're becoming?
Look, I don't really know how to answer. Like I don't know how to answer that specifically. Like I think the thing that I'm most proud of, and the person that I'm unraveling to become, is the fact that I can sit back and like today, you know, and sit back and just be like, fuck, man, like look at the shit that I've been through and look where I'm at today.
Yeah.
You know, my kids, the smile on their faces, like when you picked me up today, you know, my daughter comes straight out. She's like, yeah, I want to meet Jake.
That was
you know
cool.
What I mean? Like
that was cool,
that's off her bat.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that, and it was because she wants to, and that's me. You know, when it comes to meeting new people, like I'm there, I'm front center. I'll give you a hug and a kiss, you know, like, and that's the person that I'm becoming, and that's the person that I can, you know, project to them, and for them to see that, hey, you know, I'm proud at the fact that I know that they've got this, and that I've always pushed, don't be like dad, be better. And that's what my biggest, proudest moment is.
That's awesome.
It's seeing,
and that matters, man.
Seeing them.
That matters because, like, and I think probably as it gets maybe a little bit easier for you over time, I know I have the similar thing. I've said it to my wife before. I'm like, I just don't want them to have like my temper or whatever. But
that's it. Yeah.
It's now starting to turn the narrative into, I hope they become me and the version that I'm becoming.
Yeah.
You know, and being.
Do you feel like it's you sort of grow together in a sense?
Yeah.
Like you literally, like, I don't know, like me and my oldest boy, like he obviously, he doesn't live with me full time, but I know for a fact that he can call me any time of day, any time of night, and it's just like 5 minutes ago that we'd seen each other.
Yeah.
You know, there's that bond, there's that connection, and you know what? That's what I'm most proud of.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Is having that with them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You know, and with my partner as well. Like we've been through our ups, downs, lefts, rights, all sorts, and still be able to be like, still look her in the eye and just know.
Yeah, and work through it together, like in a civil manner. And probably having your youngest probably made you even stronger because it was like, again, like I was saying to you in the car when we're driving here, I'm like, when you're dealing with that complex situations, like, you know, you are with your youngest and like I do with Sol, it's no one else is going to understand your struggle and your grievances.
Nah.
So you're the only two who can really stick it out together.
And yeah, like, yeah, that's, you know what, the answer for that, yeah, I'm proud at the fact that I am who I am today with them.
Yeah, awesome, bro.
You know, if that
100% of those. Yeah. I suppose we'll probably try and, I wanted to sort of move into, I suppose, looking at a bit of like identity, responsibility and awareness. And I suppose explore accountability in life without shaming
Yeah.
it. Like, again, like I've said to you, like any feeling, any conversation that we have here is welcome. Any emotions welcome. But I suppose I wanted to sort of start with, you know, like at what point did you realize that shit needed to change?
Sure.
Like, I can't keep doing what I'm doing. I need to fucking change.
All right. So, damn. Just to paint a picture for everyone, you know, that's listening and everyone that can, you know, see us right now and stuff like that. Like, best way that I can describe it is literally you close your eyes for a minute, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And just picture nothing. Picture no noises, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Just blackness, just pure eyelids are shut, just blackness. And knowing that tomorrow it's your daughter's birthday,
Mm-hmm.
you haven't seen her, you haven't smelt her hair, you haven't been able to give her a hug, you haven't been there for months, months and months. You haven't been able to give her a cuddle when she wakes up in a nightmare. You haven't, you weren't there. You weren't there when she needed you the most. And just picture that darkness. And when you open your eyes, you just see bars. And you see a cell door and some random, here's your lunch through a hole in the door. By the way, it's your kid's birthday tomorrow. Hope you feel good about yourself. It broke me.
Yeah, it would, man.
That day, that was it.
That was like the turning point.
That was my...
Yeah, I suppose that shift would be like, that can't be your norm.
That wasn't, it's not norm.
And not for kids. And that's, again, it's like I said, it's not shaming it. There's no judgment here. But, you know, I spoke about it in the Soul episode, but I had a night actually where we are now. I would have been sitting probably where you were. And I got so drunk on our 1 year wedding anniversary. Soul was so little, and my father-in-law brought him down to sort of, you know, take him to bed for the night. And I was like, that's not my son. And that's something that's like replayed in my head, man. Like so many times. Like even though now, I adore my kids, but to sit there and have to live with that and reflect on that and go, fuck, I actually said that. Now, Soul wouldn't even know he was that little, but, you know, just to even project
it's that guilt. It's that...
Yeah, but project that feeling. Like kids are so aware of who we are.
100% they are.
And
Definitely.
to project that feeling towards him. And I always think, like, does that sit with him? Or has he ever, like, felt like he's not enough because of me? And it's so hard. Excuse me, when you're in those moments. But I feel like that journey of progression is like, fucking enough's enough.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you're filling your own cup and you're making yourself happy with things that aren't bringing any joy to anyone else.
Yeah.
Whether it's the adrenaline rush, whether it's the numbness you're chasing, whether it's the anger and resentment for the world you're chasing, you all of a sudden...
You neglect.
Yeah.
You put aside...
And for me, it's the most selfish thing because like fatherhood and parenthood is like so selfless.
100%.
Like, and I talk about it here, like do stuff for yourself. Now you have to be selfish at times, but it's also very selfless. And me sitting there doing that and probably you having that moment really was like, fuck, we're selfish. We've put ourselves here and they're missing out.
And they're missing out on that. It's not us. And that's what brought me to that. It was like, how dare I? How dare I feel sorry for myself right now? Like, at what point was it okay for me to be like, oh, poor me? Yeah. No.
So, but it wasn't like, it wasn't a build up over time. Like, was there like a series of events that you were kind of like,
it was definitely.
Or was it just like, or was that the icing on the cake?
That was the icing on the cake. Having that guard literally throw me my lunch through a trap door and say, hey, by the way.
It's like a kick in the guts, and but it's probably a reality check.
It was a reality check. And you know what? Randomly, I ran into this guard, obviously, in these past couple of years that I've been out, and randomly I ran into him at a market near where I live, and I didn't even know that they even lived in the same area. Like, I was incarcerated ages away from, and then just all of a sudden it's like, here I am lining up to get my hot jam donuts for me and my family, and my girls are there, and it's like there's this person that I recognize, and he was a guard, and it was that guard, and he's like, good to see you out here.
That's good.
They've turned around and they've just seen me, standing there, normal clothes with baby in one, baby in one arm, kid hanging off the other. Dad, can we go get this? Partner like, oh, I just want to go have a look at this. And it's like all of a sudden, it's like there's this man. He's like, it's good to see you've turned a page, turn that leaf, and you've made good of what was shit, and that felt great, and
And I suppose it's nice. They're probably like celebrating the little wins where it's like they're judging you on what you've done in your past, so you can't hold that against them. Don't get me wrong. There's over the history, there's been times where there's been some that they're not warranted of doing what they're doing, but they're judging you like at the end of the day on your past.
Yeah. They're still people at the end of the day.
100%. They're still human. And
they still had a job to do. They still
and for
all
them,
of the above.
For them to be able to recognise
and I
suppose
good.
Respect that you're out doing your thing with your family and make it a more harmonious situation of saying it's good to see you out here was probably an amazing feeling.
It was. It really was. And like you said before, like it was a build up, like I'd spent a year, whatever per se, and in that, the birthdays, the Christmas, the New Year's, 7 kids, that's a lot of birthdays.
It's a lot of birthdays.
It's a lot of birthdays.
A lot of work, a lot of birthdays.
Not to like, play favorites or anything like that, but like
if you throw Easter and Christmas in there, you don't really have a month off.
There's no month off, So it's that build up and build up and build up and build up of just like it needed to stop. It had to stop. It wasn't fun anymore. It never was fun.
But that's growth. That's what that is. That's maturity.
It's maturing.
And it slaps you in the face, either young or it slaps you in the face when you're older, and all of a sudden it's a hard slap to the face where you're just like, what the fuck am I doing? And you go through that dark period of time where you're sort of trying to figure out who you are. And I'm sure you would have had a lot of time to reflect. And my props to you is not everyone will sit there.
No.
Even when forced to reflect, some people will be like, I'm not comfortable with it. It's not fucking what I want to do.
And then they go to a blanket scenario, or they reoffend, or they just whatever. And it's that cycle again.
And you're gonna fail. Like you're gonna fall back into
old thoughts,
or
how you sort of like,
or you might question a decision you've made or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's about being better. Like, okay, that came to my head and I brushed it aside. And however you deal with that, that's unique to each individual. And again, we'll touch on that a little bit later. But I suppose the knowing that was the moment and everything, what did, I suppose, taking responsibility and accountability sort of look like for you? And what was probably, hard about owning that? And also, I won't speak on your behalf, but I'm sure, as most of us have done before, when you've got to sit there and stop blaming everyone else and everyone else and decisions that you've made and narratives that you've carried to, I suppose, excuse your behavior.
Yeah.
What did it feel like? And what surprised you about yourself when you stopped blaming everyone else and everything else?
How happy I got. That inner joy, like it was a weight Like I remember we had this chat out on site once, and it was you even said to me, I think it was that you even said, you guys like, mate, like thought about like stop blaming others and you know, cop it on the chin. And like my uncle said the exact same thing. We've had conversations all through this. You know, I've been staying at his place and stuff like that, and he said, he goes, the moment that you stopped pointing fingers and passing the buck, you became a man. And it's true. It's that inner humbleness, and it felt amazing.
That's good.
You know,
well, it's such a weight to carry, man.
It's like, huge.
It's
huge.
It's like carrying around like bitterness, resentment. Like you think about when you're really angry, like you've been worked up before, you're so angry.
You just
and then
rip someone's face off.
Yeah, but then like how you're like, you know, or like, but then how you feel after it, like the come down after anger and resentment. But you think you're carrying that all the time and blaming it. And then you got to kind of look at it and go, maybe there's one common denominator here. Like I carried so much anger and resentment for a long time with what happened with Sol. And there was just like, it was just a moment, man, where I was just like, I don't need to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like this is my situation. This is my reality.
This is what
it is. For
a
long time, I felt like someone was going to pinch me and wake me up or snatch me away, and it never happened. So now it's like...
You felt like that, or you wished that?
Well, no, I
in a sense.
I honestly was in that much of shock and carried that much trauma that I genuinely felt like I was stuck in a bad dream. And that it was going to change. Like... that I was going to wake up from it. And to be honest, the only way it was going to change at one point was either that or I'm not here anymore. Yeah. And I had to...
See, that's heavy. And I can relate to that, like with a lot of things as well. Like
it's that thing of like, well, it's better off that I'm just not here.
And you get that, you get that mindset. It's like, they're going to be so much happier without it. And you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, of course. Look at all this negativity, this anger, that, blah, blah. And it builds up in your head. And it's like, when that finally just, it's like, fuck, what an idiot.
Oh, 100%, man. And like, like I said, I carried it for so long. And like, I'll always say, like, I don't think we're ever, as humans, ever going to be truly happy.
We're never going to be happy.
Like, we're always going to have something. Like, you could have had the best fucking family holiday and you get home and your car breaks down, or your card gets skimmed and someone's stealing your money in fucking Egypt. And
you
like
go camping, you forget the tent poles.
Yeah, you know, like shit like that. But it's really about making those. And one that's always sort of sat with me, I suppose, is what your day-to-day life is their childhood.
Yeah.
So what you do as a parent is their childhood.
Is their childhood.
So even if it's as simple as baking a fucking cake and there's shit everywhere, rather than, and it took me a long time, and I still, you know, there's times I've spoken about before where it's like, I've just cleaned the house and the fucking joint's trashed again. I'm sure with 7 children, you would understand that better than anyone, but it's knowing that that's their childhood. Like,
that's fun.
But they won't, if it goes one or two ways. If it's a joyous occasion, they'll remember the cake that you baked and how fun it was. Or if it goes the other way and you lose your cool, they're not even going to give a shit about the cake. They're going to remember how you reacted.
You lost your cool, 100%.
Yeah.
And you know what? Perfect example. Yesterday, me and my partner, we were building out Ziggy's bed.
Yeah.
Right. And
Ziggy's
the youngest.
I know Ziggy's the youngest. I just didn't want to say it in case you didn't want to. But Ziggy's the youngest.
Ziggy's my youngest, or our youngest. And like, it was chaos. Like, I've got, you know, my partner sent me messages while I was helping my uncle demolish his shed, and we're going to rebuild a shed. And I'm like, all right, as soon as I'm done here, I'll come and help you. She's like, I'm going to lose my shit. Yeah. I don't know how to deal with this. Everything I touch, she comes and grabs and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, chill. Dad's on his way.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I try to make a light of the situation. When I got there, like, I could see she was stressed, and, you know, and it would be stressful. Like, it is stressful.
And being a mother's hard. Like, I talk about, like,
my
father
hat comes off.
Yeah, man.
Straight off.
I speak about fatherhood on here all the time and parenthood and stuff. And I've always said, like, this podcast really is, at the core, just for anyone out there who is struggling. But it's just that for me, fatherhood and men's mental health and stuff is a passion, and it's something that I love talking about because I feel like it's shunned and put to the side a fair bit. But being a mother, man, like, you can understand why they do get frazzled and why they do get, and the ones who do it so well, you can understand why they get to their tether. Like, my wife's amazing, but I can see it in her, and I've almost got to force her to go and have a nap.
100%.
Or force her to go and sit down, or force her to go down to the shops.
Just don't ever tell them to chill.
No,
or to relax.
Never. Never.
Those words.
Never.
Don't ever do it.
Yeah, and it's the same with, like, coming home and saying you've had a hard day. Like,
man,
they're never going to
day is the same thing.
Yeah, they're never going to understand how hard our days are, physicality wise, mentally wise, high risk work wise. But at the end of the day, their days are just as hard.
Their day started and hasn't stopped, and then keeps going through the night. And, like, my partner wakes up during the night because he's woken up, and it's like, I don't even know. I'm asleep. Yeah, like, I'm out of it.
But you hear it, and you're awake. But then you're like, oh, it's cool. She's got it.
100%.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like last night, for instance, Ziggy didn't go to bed straight away. 8:30, 9 o'clock, and bot, and mum takes her off to the room and she goes to bed. Didn't work that way, did it?
Nah.
It's like, Dad's here, I'm excited. Oh, holy crap! We've got to do this, we've got to do that, and it becomes stressful. So I'm like, no, we got this. Like, we got this. I'll do the room. I'll finish doing her room because she's got her own room now, her own bed. We built the bed, we painted the walls.
You sent me the photos, it was so cute.
We've done all the decorating, and you know what? That's what made it so much better. I'm like, this is her room. Like, I'm looking at my partner, like, babe, like, let her mess up. Like, who cares? Who cares?
They're kids, man. They're kids. It's going to be...
We clean something, she wrecks it. Big deal.
Yeah, you can't put a price tag on memories. You can't put a price tag on kids' happiness.
Nah, there's nothing better than seeing this little 2-year-old come out from the kitchen because she's just broken into the freezer to grab an icy pole.
Yeah.
And she's coming running into the lounge room at, 8:30 at night. It's like, icy pole?
Yeah. It's like, you can't get that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I was saying to you, like, our youngest Atlas, like, he's just chaos. Like, fucking everything. Like, he's like a fucking human vacuum. Like, everything's in the mouth. He, like, pulls chairs down on himself. He's like going through this stage of, like, trying to do, like, handstands and shit. And I'm like, man, you're like, and you just, they push you to your tether and right to the end, and then all of a sudden, like, they look at you and they smile or they laugh or they run at you. Like, he runs with his arms out for a cuddle, and everything's forgotten about. Like, everything's done and dusted. Yeah,
instant.
Man. The next one will probably tap into something a little bit deeper. And not too deep, but it's like, like, probably fatherhood and how that looks sort of under pressure and purpose, and being a father of, I suppose, 7. Like, what weight does that kind of carry for you? Like, you've got obviously 7 different personalities, 3 boys, 4 girls. Yep. Is that correct?
Yep.
Various age groups, various parts of their life that they're into, and obviously parts that some have seen, some haven't, some will grow to know, some have probably tried to forget. But what does that, like, weight carry for you? Like, how does that look like?
All honesty, it doesn't. And that might sound put on or whatever. Having to there isn't a weight behind that. It's nobody's ready to have kids.
No.
Whoever's turned around and said, yeah, I'm ready, man, they are talking out of their ass like, oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever ready. It's not something that you can, go to Kmart and I'm going to grab bed sheets, or go to Woolies and have your shopping. Nah, there's no shopping list. Nah, there's no dictionary. There's no guidelines. There's no floor plan.
There's no book. There's no. You can take advice from whoever you want. You got parents and that. You got grandparents, aunties, uncles. They all try to tell you, do this, do that.
Until
Why haven't they got
there,
socks on? Fucking this and that, and you're just like, man,
whatever works.
Fucking oath.
Whatever works right there, then
works.
You make it do.
Yeah, I totally agree.
The way I can't say their personalities. Yes, I've helped shape, mold, guide, but they're them. You know, like one of my boys, my oldest boy, he loves his computers. He's a whiz at computers. He's gaming. Growing up, remember these Bionicle toys that they were like, man, you could give him a box of just whatever. From the op shop, I bought a box of just Bionicles. And like the kid made this Bionicle that was almost as tall as him.
Really?
And it was like,
he's got the knack for it.
He's gifted like that, or whatever you want to call it, you know? But then I've got my other boy who's just a year younger, and you put him on a motorbike, he's there. Yeah, you take him camping, he'll build you a fire. He'll help you set your tent up. He's so outdoorsy mechanically. Like he went and got his ABN and he wants to start doing building. He wants to be in the building industry.
Yeah, right.
And I said to him, I go, you're an idiot. Don't do it.
Don't do it. No.
Don't do it.
Yeah. It's going to be another passion.
I'm like, I did the whole, there's this, I don't know what, like if it was a Bruce Lee thing or something like that, you know, where he's holding a brick or a pen. He's like, hands them to the kids. He goes, which one do you want to work with? You know, think about it. Yeah. Like, would you rather carry the weight of a pen, or would you rather lug this the rest of your life?
100%.
And I say to him, like, okay. Why? Because I know he's got that. I know my other boy's got that. That's them. I'm going to encourage it.
Yeah, well, that's the key, isn't it? It's like, let them pursue. Because, you know, as kids, if we were lucky enough, you would be able to play like one sport summer, one sport winter, maybe, or whatever you might be into. Gaming, you might get a PS1 one year, whatever. If you're lucky enough, you may get a basketball, you may get whatever it is, but you always had those underlying passions. Like mine was music, and I remember it always just being like, we're not going to go buy you a guitar or this, because it would be a phase. You're just going to go, you know, because I played a lot of sport, and it was always like, oh, he's tried that and he doesn't like it. But now being a parent and I suppose watching my kids, I'm like, man, whatever you want to do. Like if you want to play the fucking pan flute for 6 months, play the pan flute. I'll go buy you one.
Yep.
But just make sure for that 6 months you lock into the pan flute.
You do it, and you do it to the best of what you can do, and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Man, I got pushed into boxing. I got pushed into kickboxing, and then it got to the point where, damn, I was like 20 years old, and it was like, I don't love this anymore.
No.
I haven't loved this in 10 years.
Yep, I did the same with sport, bro.
And it was like, I grew up knowing only that, and it's like all of a sudden, hang on a minute, I didn't like it at all. I hated violence. I was always a lover, not a fighter. You know, it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt people. No. I always loved mechanics. I loved cars. I loved engines. I loved that got me going. You know, so whereas like one of my boys is computer, you can get him to build a computer program, whatever the hell it is that they do. I don't know the gist of it, but like, and then he'll show me the ins and outs of what I can do hands on.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he can put in a computer program the 3D whatever of what I'm actually doing outside in the garage.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
You know?
You gotta push those passions, man. You gotta
100%.
And you gotta trust them. Like they're at a point. I think
you gotta let them fail.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta let them fail.
Yeah.
And you know what? If it goes from karate to ballet, who cares, man? Who cares? Having that, back to your question, it's not a weight. It's not. It's just do it.
And I suppose like that's awesome, because that means you're not carrying anything. I mean, there's probably other things you carry personally, but as in the weight of being a father, I think that's a really important message that people hear and see, is that it doesn't have to be a weight that you carry.
It doesn't have to be a weight.
Yeah.
It does. You know what? It is.
Yeah.
If you let it be.
Yeah. And if it is, it's not because of them.
It's not because of them. It's your own weight. Yeah. Like what you said before with the comment that you had made and you projected it out. Like that was your weight.
Yeah.
And your lid popped. You know, that's okay.
100%. And it needs to be normalized and that it is okay. Like it again, like I've said, like it's progression, not perfection, and you're going to fuck up more times. And I think the hard bit with fathers is because we work so hard to not fuck up,
and we try and have that persona of like we can't let them see us fuck up. Yeah. No, you can. Let them.
That's important. Is like being able to see them, like let them see you in your down points and let them see you in your up, because that teaches them that like even though you've fallen down, you can get back up again. And
it teaches them that resilience of not giving up.
Yeah.
It teaches them that if dad can do it, if dad can have been broken, can have been so sad that, you know, he's crying in his pillow at moments. And don't get me wrong, like there's been times where, of course, us as dads, we don't want them to see that. Of course not. You know, we're supposed to be their superheroes. You know, we're supposed to be the man in the cape. Men in cape take that off sometimes, you know. Yeah. Like we're not always.
But I always see it too is like if you're viewing it as that sort of like that superhero sort of thing, it's like, well, superheroes still at a point. I've never watched a movie otherwise it'd be a boring fucking movie where the superhero just fixes everything and everything's done. Yeah. There's always like, you know, you've got like Superman sees Lex Luthor, whatever his name is, and he fucking has kryptonite, and then that drops him, and then you got Batman who like he doesn't want to use guns to fight the city, but then someone shoots him and he falls down, and like that's what makes
always something that's what makes break us.
Yeah, there's always something that'll hurt us or break us, but like we can still be superheroes. It's just it's a matter of like how you get back up.
And that's what you want to teach them.
100%.
Yeah, and that's what we want to teach.
And with that, I suppose, like, becoming a dad, like, how did that change the way you sort of view yourself or viewed yourself, if it did? And if it did or it didn't, I suppose, like, what kind of father do you want to sort of become now?
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a hard one,
That's a good one. To sort of have a better understanding of what I'm going to say is like I grew up without my dad around. You know, I knew that I had one, obviously. I knew that I had a sister when I was like 8 years old and she had my dad.
Yeah, okay.
So I grew up hating him proper. And I grew up in and still today, I still have these thoughts in my head, that they've never gone away. I've never dealt with them. But it's okay. I never wanted to be like my dad.
Yeah.
And I know this is going to hurt when he hears this. I know that it's going to hurt a lot of other people when they hear it. But at the end of it, it's like I grew up without him. I didn't want to be that.
Yeah.
I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
I wanted to be there for everything that I possibly could. I don't carry my dad's last name. Well, he should have fought harder.
Yeah.
All my kids have my name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little things like that sort of like it made me want to be better.
Yeah.
It made me want to be their dad, a you know,
present
dad.
So then being, I suppose, wanting to be the present dad, and again, if I'm speaking out of turn, please tell me, but wanting to be a present dad, but then having the past that you've had where you've missed out on things, like, does that carry a bit of guilt?
It does.
Like a fair weight?
It really
because
does.
You're trying to be
that better.
Almost chasing something that's not there, or chasing something that you want there, but then
still having that fuck up that I wasn't there full time, and that's a burden, that's a weight that even a regret, you know, and that's one that I try and tell my kids over and over again, don't regret.
Yeah.
Move on, move forward, and make that better.
But then, like, I suppose, how do you sort of sit there with that and not let it crush you?
It crushes me every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It crushes me every time. And I'll wear it. And I'll wear it to the point where, like, shit, if we were to dig deeper, I'm sure you'll have me in tears, but I'll say the exact same thing. Like, I have to wear that. And I have to realize and have that there in my head, not at the back, there, so that I never do that again.
Yeah, it's almost like you need to have that. It's like that scar that you might have on your knee or your arm, and you're like...
Scars aren't pretty.
Yeah.
Scars aren't pretty.
No.
But that's thick skin. And that's what makes us today.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Is that
I mean, I don't mean it's awesome.
Does it make sense? Like, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
It's like...
I think about that. That's all. That's something that'll sit with me. That little bit there. I mean, the whole thing, this whole discussion will, but that little bit there, because I mean, like, I've got Sol with all his scars, and he's going to forever have scars, and I think it's going to be that thing of, like,
it's that realization. It's that
where you were to
where we are now, and where we're going. Who knows?
And like, and it's that thing of,
it hurts.
It does.
It hurt, and it does. It fucking chokes me up now, you know. And I think about it, it's like so much fucking time wasted. And it's like all I ever wanted was to be better than my dad. Yeah, and I'm sure that, with all respects to him, all he ever wanted was for me to be better than him. And that's all we ever want, is for our kids to be better than us.
Yeah.
And to do things better than us. And you know what? In a sense, like, as much as a time that I haven't been there and wasn't there for my kids and for my partner, for anyone, I wasn't there for myself.
Yeah, and that's
like, I lost myself.
But that's a massive thing. Like, you can give all you want to people, but if you're not giving something to yourself, all of a sudden, the people who matter the most are losing out. Yeah.
Because you're not there 100% to give them the 100%. It's just that it's that cycle. It's that cycle, and it's having to. It's that's what's brought me to today.
And so with those cycles and that you carry, and you know, I suppose, like, bitterness and resentment you carry towards your dad, like, knowing all that and knowing that your kids, I suppose, could carry a similar level of anger or resentment, which I hope they don't. And I don't think they will, because from just a brief interaction with a couple of them today, they seem like beautiful children. But what then scares you the most about being a father today? Do you know what I mean? Like, then what would scare you, knowing that, like, you're in your 30s now?
Yeah, 30,
right?
30, 36, 37 next month.
Yeah, so like you're 37, still talking about the bitterness and resentment you're carrying for someone.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. So then you got to look and go, well, like, my kids.
What's stopping them from having that bitterness?
What's stopping them from having a conversation like this with someone one day, and they're 35, 36, 37, whatever the fuck it is, and they talk, like, what scares you the most, I suppose, about being a father? Like, I know for me, the scariest part is the unknown. Like, for me, it's not, because my kids are still young enough that, again, a lot of they'll carry core memories from their young age, but like, what's so fearful for me is, like, I want to be the dad that they want to be around, but also know that they can come to about anything. But is the world becoming so crazy and so accessible to them that they're not going to need me one day?
See, that's...
Or are they going to, like, say, like, we'll talk about in the car, like, is Sol going to start noticing that, like, Dad's really anxious when we're out because he's worrying, he's not enjoying me as an individual, or us as a family, he's worrying about this person, that person staring at me, or this person thinking this, or this person judging me on this, which I don't. I just feel like I'm on guard all the time. But is he going to get older and go, I wish Dad was just more present? Like, they're the things that scare me, and like what their future looks like.
I think you said it. You answered it. It's going to be that fear of what they think or what they're going to think. I think what gets me through that and sort of is that it's not you can't look at it as a fear. You can't, we can't. Like, we start looking at it as a fear, but we're going to be scared of walking out of the house.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing. Like, I know that, like we spoke about, like with soul and how you're on guard even before you leave the house. Like, and that hurts my soul, literally. And it's like, fuck, man, like I couldn't even put myself in those shoes, let alone how you feel about it all. Like, that's fucked up. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a, shit, that's a lot.
It's a lot to carry. Yeah.
How to answer that is like, I don't know. Like,
that's all right. Don't have to know.
I would rather, just
enjoy the moment.
Enjoy that moment.
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah.
What sort of, I mean, we've sort of touched on sort of who you want to become, and we've spoken about, you know, your family and all that type of stuff, but like getting sort of into you a little bit sort of deeper, and like with fatherhood and parenthood and being a man, I suppose, whatever that is, whatever that looks like. You know, like what,
I wish I had a guide for that one.
You know, and to be here today and to be able to speak openly about it, and also be present for your kids and stuff, means, you know, and it's no disrespect to your father. I don't know the man. I'm grateful that he had you, because then I get to meet you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people are. But like, what, carrying sort of some of the stuff that you talk about, and the guilt and regret and stuff that you've done in the past, like, what are things internally that you probably fight that people don't see?
Not fucking up life in general is a thing for me. I was always, and still to some point, always was a people pleaser. Always was a yes person. Always was a yes sir, no sir, wasn't even a no, 3 bags full, I'll polish your shoes sort of thing. Like, it was always a thing. And to the point where that got me unstuck a lot. And what I fight the most is not projecting that, and not letting the kids see that part of me, if that makes sense. Because I saw and I know and I see how much it broke me, being that yes person, being that, yeah, I can do that. Yeah. And biting off.
Got you in trouble obviously at times.
A few times.
And I suppose, but like, you know, then if old urges arise, like, how do you mediate that? How do you combat that? You know what I mean? Because you're talking, obviously, like, everything we're discussing, your children are at the forefront, which is amazing. But
I think just not putting myself in that position anymore.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Is literally
shift the narrative a little bit, like
100%.
That doesn't feel right.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit is and I'm only learning this now, and I've only been learning this, and I'm still learning this. You know, like, I had a bit of we had a bit of a moment with my partner not that long ago, and you know, I've had to stay away from home for a bit, you know, and that killed me. Yeah. But if I would have changed that train of thought, if I would have changed that, hang on a minute, no, it wouldn't have happened. Yeah. But it's little realizations that end up big deals that help in building that.
Yeah. Well, like I've spoken about before too, is like it's small little intentional shifts
Yeah.
that then change the greater
picture or whatever you want to call it.
So your outcomes are greater by if you try and overhaul your life.
You're going to end up an absolute mess.
Yeah, because you're not just overhauling yours, you're overhauling
everyone's.
Your partners, your kids, your friends, your work.
Mm-hmm.
So like for you just to say it's not putting myself in those situations means that there's growth there, that there's maturity there, you know, and that's something you should be proud of. Because
removing myself from an equation because I know that, hey, back in the day, I would have been there front and center, and look at where it got me.
Yeah,
100%. look at where it led. No good. No.
and like I suppose like over time you would have had patterns.
100%.
And like so breaking them was that extremely hard? Like to break those patterns. And
I'm still breaking them.
Yeah.
I'm still breaking them.
Yeah.
I'm full-heartedly admitting that.
Yeah.
It's still a thing of like, I know that's not good. Don't do it. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm right there. And it's like, I just said that I wasn't going to be doing this. And, you know, I'm here, I'm there. And it's like, hang on a minute. Nah, don't be a dick. Pull right back.
It's like when you like, I suppose when you're younger and you got no responsibilities, you think you do, but you don't. And you have moments where like you're out with all your mates and it gets to a certain point in the night where you're like, this is going to go south.
Yes.
Or I'm with a certain mate and he's a fucking mess and he loves to fucking headbutt people when he's drunk. And instead of like leaving and getting that cab home or that Uber home,
you have that one more shot.
You go,
and it just
I know
goes.
I'll sort him out. I'll give him a shot of tequila and then he goes to another level and you're then stuck in that. Yeah, and like I think we need to realise as men as we get older, especially with children, is we can really control the narrative and we can really control the shift.
We 110% do. We 110% do.
Like we're genetically made up to like hunt, provide, mate.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're made up to do. And it's like
our sole purpose.
Yeah.
It even says it in the Bible, spread thy seed somewhere along the lines. Like,
I don't know what verse. I haven't read it, but it's one of those things where it's like that literally is our genetic makeup.
Yeah.
But by putting ourselves and with that comes like to provide and to hunt and do is decision making and
it's a primal thing that we've got
but
ingrained.
It's decision making.
Yeah.
And I think when you're younger, you're 6 foot.
It gets clouded.
In your case, probably 5 foot.
5 foot nothing or whatever.
And bulletproof. But you really are just like,
you feel untouchable.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
And you get to those moments and you know what? That's what got me unstuck.
Yeah.
And that's what I've learned. That, you know what, and I keep referring to my uncle with this, like he's my idol. Like I love my uncle.
Yeah.
He's been more of a father figure in my life. Him and my grandpa, so his dad, have been my role models.
Amazing.
They've taught me everything that I know. And my uncle's still teaching me today, you know, and I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful to have that there. Like we've gone years where we haven't spoken, and then you know,
yeah, it's like a true friendship. It's deeper than that. But I'm saying it's like you've got like I've got a mate who lives. I met him in the mines, and now he lives up in Brisbane. And I haven't seen him since I left the mines, but I know for a fact. You can pick up
the phone. And
I know for a fact I'll see him. I want to try and get up and see him sooner rather than later, you know. He's doing well for himself. And I want to be able to get up there and see him. And I know as soon as I see him, it's
like it was
changed.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Nothing's
changed. It's like us today. I haven't seen you in a few months.
And nothing's changed. We've been able to just pick up where you left off. It's not even a left off. It's just pick up again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I forgot what I was going to say exactly, but like he said to me that like it's the moments where you're there, how you react and how you control the outcome.
Yeah.
You control that outcome,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of any situation.
Mm-hmm.
Only you can. Whether your mate wants to keep going, you control that situation, whether you put yourself in the shit or not. And I don't mean, you don't back up your mates and all that sort of crap, whatever.
Yeah. But you're not accountable for them.
You're not accountable for them.
You're accountable for you.
Who do you have to go home to? Who you want to go home to is you.
Mm-hmm.
Purely and simple. Removing yourself from a situation, I cannot stress enough how important that is. And how much I've learnt that and still learning that and still learning how to do that. Not putting myself in a situation and thinking about like, some girl tries to give me her number. No. Oh, a girl messages or puts up a post on Facebook or something. Think about how they're going to feel and what the outcome's going to be then. Like my cousin, my youngest cousin, he found a ring, right? And this blew me away. And like this only happened like a couple of days ago. He found a ring next to my uncle's car. He brought it into the car. We didn't know. And while we were driving, he's like, "Oh, I found a ring. It was next to your car in the carport." Now imagine if that ring, if he kept it, got home, what would my auntie think?
Yeah.
Where'd that ring come from?
Yeah. Yeah, and like sometimes you don't think, it's just like you're on autopilot. You're just like, oh, cool, like having a laugh, whatever. But it's making, again, it's those intentional decisions, positive outcomes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My uncle threw the ring out the window.
Yeah.
Right.
If anyone's looking for it, it's somewhere.
It's somewhere. And to add to it, he threw it near my joint. My girl's gone and found it, brought it inside, and it's like I grabbed this ring. I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
It's that same ring. Action, reaction, consequence.
Yeah.
It all just and that made me realize like the other day, like the smallest little thing.
Yeah, decision making.
Could have blown up in anything.
Yeah, 100%. But I suppose like throughout your like time, what like being, you're talking about positive decisions and I suppose in turn is like then also being around the right people and having the right conversations and doing all that stuff. But like what doesn't help but people think helps? Like people assume that it helps, but it doesn't help. Like I know for me it's like people will say, oh, you need a night out, you need to let your hair down. So then I'll go and you're going to go have a night out. But then like I'll wake up the next morning, I've done nothing wrong. I've had a few beers and whatever. But then I carry a level of guilt because I'm like, shit, like I'm missing out on a day with the kids. My wife's got to do, an additional day this week and it's like, it's that juggle of don't do things that you want to, like, don't do things that you want to do and go and have fun and enjoy your time with your mates. But at the same time, like, we come back to that decision making. It's like, maybe just go and have 5 beers. Don't go and have 40 and wake up the next day being like, I spent so much money and I
feel like shit.
I can't do nothing. I just want to lay on the couch, but the kids want me, like the full version of me. But I suppose like for me, that doesn't help me, even though like you enjoyed in the moment, it doesn't help me. And it's like, what helps? Like, what do people think? Like, what doesn't help, but people just assume that it helps you?
My biggest one that one of my best mates always says to me, and I just look at him like, no. So I love my motorbike. Like I love my road bike. My road bike saves me more times than not.
Yeah.
Depression-wise and all the rest of it, yeah. Putting that helmet on, it was my world.
Yeah.
It was my get out. It was it wasn't a blanket. It was a complete redo.
Yeah.
I'd take the helmet off after a mad ride and I'm talking pushing limits, doing this, doing that to the point where like a rock, a pebble could have ended anything.
Mm-hmm.
Taking that helmet off and I'm ready to tackle whatever again and start again. he always says to me, he's like, oh, just go for a ride, you'll be right. Go for a ride, you'll be right. Go for a ride a couple of years ago almost ended me back in jail.
Yeah.
Literally.
I think some people try to do things because they don't know what to do. Instead of just like, I would much rather someone say, do what you, like my wife said to me all the time, go do your music, go do your podcast.
Go fishing.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be an adrenaline chasing thing because that's what it then normalizes and it becomes.
Don't reach for something that's
caused you grief before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Putting that helmet on almost, and
I know. Yeah, I do know.
It almost ended me back in jail, and not that long ago even.
I know.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
And I ain't doing that shit again. That bike's been sitting there in that same garage with those same cobwebs for how long?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's hard. It is hard. And that's the thing of, yeah, like it's the same with like, I love catching up with mates and stuff, but I don't feel that we should have to catch up with mates all the time out at a pub or out at getting drinks and getting, like I said, like it can literally just be catching up and having conversations like this, or sitting around a campfire and have a few beers, or have a, bonfire out the back, whatever it is, and have that conversation. But it's normalizing that as well. Like a lot of people
normalizing that it is okay to just chill.
Yeah. Be content with silence.
Have that. Exactly. And that's what, again, my uncle said, have time to yourself. Just be alone.
Yeah. Come
good with yourself because then you're going to be good for others. Don't just have to jump into this, jump straight back into the relationship, full ball and wanting this and wanting that and be, just take a couple steps back, relax.
Yeah.
Chill. Regain yourself.
100%.
And that's...
Sounds like a smart man.
Dude,
sounds like an amazing man, to be honest. Like you do speak very highly of him, and it's important to have people like that in your life.
To see where we've come from growing up, like, and not putting down the town and stuff like that, but like we grew up in Dufton. We grew up, my grandparents owned their house there and stuff like that. But like we grew up in Dufton and it was rough.
Yeah. It still is to a degree.
It still is to a degree. And you know what? Respect to the people that are doing it still there and still making something of themselves, because like it was hard. Me and my mum, we lived in a ministry concrete house, 2-bedroom. It was freezing. We had one heater that was wall mounted, things like that. And it's like where we've come from and what we've grew up with to where he is now and where I'm going, man, that's volumes. That speaks volumes, and I'm proud of that.
That's
like
awesome.
I'm genuinely proud of that.
I appreciate you sharing that with us, man, because like, yeah, it's probably something that you think about a lot, but to project it out it takes courage. It does. It takes courage to be able to talk about stuff. It's one of those things that I think we need to do more, and
we definitely do.
Like, and to be able to sit there and say that and trust myself with that information and those feelings, man. Like I appreciate it, because it's nice knowing that there's other people who are willing to talk about.
I think that's what we need to do. Like, and it is, and that's why listening to your pods that you've done and you've sent out there, and our talkings that we've had and stuff, like, fuck, it's helped.
I appreciate it.
It's helped so much.
I appreciate it.
Like, just to be able to sit and like now and just be like, fuck, man.
Well, it's being vulnerable. Like,
it's and not getting scrutinized or not having...
Again, like I said to you, there's no judgment here, man. Like, if there's like nothing you have ever said to me and nothing that anyone has ever said to me. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes people say stuff and I think like, wow, like I wouldn't have done that, or, but again, I'm not that person. So you can't judge them. You can only judge them on who they're becoming. And it's not judgment. You can only take them on who they're becoming, not for what they've done.
Yeah.
Like if we did that with everyone, man, like
we'd be screwed.
You wouldn't like anyone.
No.
You know, because there's always going to be little things that people do that you don't like. Or
I think I've said it to you a few times. Like if you would have met me, 5-6 years ago, we probably wouldn't have spoken.
No, I think we would have, but it probably would have been more that thing of like, I think we still would have spoken because I probably would have still been the same person.
Yeah.
Go back 5-6 years ago, man. Like I didn't fucking worry about
what people thought
work or
yeah.
I worried about going to this place and getting shit-faced on a Wednesday, this place on a Thursday, this place on a Friday, this place on a Saturday.
So we probably would have.
Having a Sunday of regret and then showing up on a Monday and my boss getting the bare minimum out of me, and that's...
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair to say.
I think you're meant to meet people at certain points.
When you do.
Yeah, and
definitely.
sometimes you meet them and it might not be the right time, but you will end up rekindling that, relationship and on your path moving forward, you will then have those. Like I've worked with a lot of people over the years, traveled here and there for work and music and stuff. And there's still people that are along my path now I think about and I go like, geez, I should reconnect with them or wonder how they're doing or I'll just check in on them. But yeah, it's all about growth, man.
Yeah.
It's all about staying, and I suppose like on your path now, like what does like staying on the right path is the path you want to be on, and maintaining the right direction on that right path is what you want to be doing. So how does that look day to day? Like, is it small little cues and things? Like, do you write stuff down? Do you catch yourself being more vulnerable and opening up to your partner or your uncle or mates or whatever?
I think my main thing is obviously keeping busy. I put my left sock on first. Things like that, like literally little things like that. Routine helped me a lot. Mm-hmm. Personally, routine helps me a lot, and I've only learnt that recently. Mm-hmm. If I don't have routine, I'm a mess. I'm literally the most annoying, most
disorganized.
Like I have a ute that's full of shit in the back seat that I don't even know what's in there, but I have routine, and I don't know what's in there, but I can tell you every single tool that's in my garage. Like things like that. It's having that, and it's not going to work for everyone. It's having that to-do list every day. Mm-hmm. Break it up. Today I want to get this, and this. And even if you don't get through them all, just be like, all right, cool. Yesterday, pulling bricks up. I want to at least do half of them before I go have breakfast. Did a little bit more than half. Sweet. Went and had breakfast. Came back. All right. Before I go and help my partner build a bed and paint a room, I want to finish doing what I'm doing here. Mm-hmm. Smashed it. And then some. Yeah.
Routine's massive because
it's what's helped me.
Yeah. And that's something I can probably relate to. Like I try and keep a pretty regimented routine because life's so chaotic for us.
Yeah.
So my own personal routine is crucial for me to be able to stay a base level content in the chaos. Like that for me, my routine's the beauty in the chaos. So like get up in the morning, go to the gym, leave gym. Like it's even to a point now where like I eat the same thing. Like since we've stopped working here, I've literally been eating the same thing every day for lunch. This break I indulged a bit, but been eating the same fucking thing for lunch every meal.
See, you're a bigger man than me than that.
That's because I know it's easy and like we've spoken about like with the
meal planning,
but even just the thing of like getting soles, drops done every hour. Atlas is at the stage that he's at where he's fucking ripping shit down, chewing on cardboard in the corner, but I find that my routine's anything that keeps it and like
keeps you sane.
My wife and I like we had a bit of a laugh the other day because if I say. Martin, I'm coming to get you at 2:30. I'm going to leave here at 2:30.
Yep.
Guaranteed I'm leaving here at 2.
Yep.
Whereas she says to me, she goes, you stress me because you told me 2:30, I've got another half an hour. And then what I don't realize is that like I'm chewing into that half an hour. So it ends up dragging to 2:45. And then there's a bicker there. And it's a bicker about like, well, you pressured me to be getting out of here. And like, but like if you can have a good day-to-day routine, I find everything else flows with it.
Yeah.
And like but part of that is you can break routine, and it's completely normal to break routine. Is there anything else like that you do, or is it mainly just you're focusing really heavily on the routine side of things? And like if you do break that routine, is it a quick fix to jump back into it, or is it kind of like?
I think that my routine thing is to not have plan.
Mm-hmm.
My partner does the planning.
Yeah.
And I'm just a luggage carrier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in saying that, like, I don't even know. Like, it's just, I've never actually really thought about it properly to be able to say. Like, some people can turn around and be like, oh, modern routine, no way.
Mm.
But like, what they don't see is before I actually get out of the bedroom is like, I wake up, do my puffers, my asthma puffers, I've got my preventatives. 36 years old, didn't grow out of bloody asthma yet,
That's a myth.
Like, there's no such thing as growing out of that. Like, damn. It's just those little things, the having that little small things for yourself is what's helped.
And like what like now probably keeps you like grounded when life starts to get pretty heavy.
Sure.
Like
I think what keeps me grounded is definitely like the kids and just wanting to show them that regardless of the chaos, regardless of the whirlwind that could have possibly hit us, that we got this.
Mm-hmm.
That's what keeps me grounded.
Do you think? I met her today. She's a beautiful little girl. But do you think having Ziggy made you pretty grounded? Or when life gets pretty heavy, it's like...
That was my icing on the cake.
Brings you back to reality.
She was my icing on the cake. She was my... Yeah. Almost losing my partner at childbirth.
Yeah.
Almost losing Ziggy as well. Like, being in that situation, I'm in scrubs, emergency C-section, complications, or my partner almost bleeding out, having a surgeon look at me, asking me, and telling me that we're going to lose her while he's on a video call to another specialist. And I just remember turning off and staring at him and saying, within 2 hours, I'll know where you live.
And that's going, but talking about that drags you back to old urges and old,
instantly.
And I've spoken about it's about what you can carry and manage when life's chaotic. Yeah.
And in that split second of that chaos and that realization that I could possibly be walking out of here with none of them.
That's fucked. That's rough.
Was like, nah, never again. I want to show my kids, and that's back to that. Like, that's what keeps me grounded, is knowing that we've got this. Regardless, there's no such thing as we can't, I can't. No, it's not possible. Anything is possible. If we really want it, we can do it. We can. If we want change, we can do it. There's no.
So with the change, I suppose, what was harder over the time? Was it harder changing your behavior or how you view yourself?
How I viewed myself.
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing.
Yeah.
The behaviors are easy.
Yeah.
The behaviors are easy to say, nah, I don't want to. You want to quit smoking? Done. There's nothing stopping anybody from quitting smoking. It's themselves. It's behavioral.
Mm.
How you view yourself
Mm.
was the biggest one.
It's hard. I struggle with that still now.
My
Like
self-value
yeah.
was so low.
Mm.
Countless times I've reread the letter that you writ for me.
Mm.
Countless times.
Mm.
And I hold that. I've still got my email. I've screenshotted that email legitimately. And my daughter Summer, she's 11. She's read that. And that made me feel so proud of myself. That look at what some strange man sees your dad as. Look at the value that I've got in someone else's eyes.
But you got to sit there sometimes and you got to think like, if I had to write a letter to myself,
what would you say?
Yeah. Like I wrote in the previous episode, I wrote an open letter to the boys. And it was a pretty hard thing to write because it's trying to tell them who I want to become.
Yeah.
And to sit there and write that and also tell them that, the world's not the world can be cruel and, you weren't designed to fit into the world. The world's designed to fit in around you. And it's like,
you just said,
but if someone said to me, like, you've got to sit there, for me, it was so easy to write that for you because I see the value in you as a bloke and as a human and as a father and as a worker and as an employee and as a son. And I think I've always said you've got so much to bring and share to the world and you just got to believe that you want to. But if I had to sit there and write one about myself, I wouldn't get very far. And that's sort of something I've got to work on, I think, at the moment because I fall into the same traps. And that's why, for me, talking to you and hearing that changing how you see yourself was the hardest bit is, I think for people like us, it is hard.
It is hard.
When you've been at the lowest of low.
We become a creature of habit and we always go back to our primal, in sense, where it's like fight or flight, and we get into that fight or flight, and it's straight, no, fight. We need this, we want that, blah 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 blah, and it's that mindset, and it's not until we look in the mirror and we break down, like it is, and I don't care what anyone says. That's been me. Like I know that I'm not perfect, and I know that shit, I've made some mistakes that could have been avoided so many times, blah, 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 and I've done them over and over again. But it's having that realization, that moment, that breakdown that keeps me grounded and keeps me focused on we're going to be okay.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome.
We have to be okay.
Yeah. There's no ifs or buts.
We have to.
We're okay.
We're okay.
Yeah.
We fucked up. We're okay. We're going to keep fucking up. It's okay. Why? Because we get back up. Look at how many times we've gotten back up. What's going to fucking stop me next? Nothing.
But
that.
How, trying to make change, how's that affected relationships though?
Heaps.
Yeah.
Heaps. Oh. So many times I've fucked up. So many times, and I've and it's not until that point where they turn around and my partner said, I don't want you home. I've slept in my car so many times.
Sorry to hear that, mate.
But it made me. It made me. It made me realize. It made me dwell. It made me rethink. Like, you're a fucking idiot. Why did you send that text? Why did you say that? Why did you make that comment? There was no need for it. I wasn't trying to hide it. If I was trying to hide it, you delete it.
Yeah.
There's no hiding it. It's owning it without thought. It's owning it without recognition of the outcome.
Yeah.
But it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I love that. I love how it's like we're okay.
We have to be.
Like we're going to be okay. And I suppose looking at it now, and you've probably had to repair relationships and friendships time and time again. Like, what does trust look like to you now? Do you know what I mean? Like, how does trust look like to you? And like, how do you work on repairing those things when certain aspects of your life fall short? of where you thought they were going to land?
Battered and bruised.
Yeah.
Battered and bruised. And that's all, that's honesty.
Mm-hmm.
The trust with me and my partner has been battered and bruised many times.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my own doing. And I own that.
Yeah.
I own that 110%. As much as, you know, you don't own responsibilities, blah, 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 this and that, and all the rest of it gets thrown at you constantly because, hey, yeah, in the past I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's not me now.
Yeah.
That's not me now.
Yeah.
And I will keep saying it and saying it and saying it. That's not me now.
That's awesome. Well, that's what this whole thing's about. That's what, like, that in a whole is like, that's what the walk's about. The walk really is about who you're becoming and who you are right now, not your past. And that's why this whole conversation, I haven't wanted to delve deep into your past and what you've done and go into those details because there's no need for it. It's really about, you give people a small insight into what happened. I'm sure they can put fucking 2 and 2 together. We're all human. We're smart enough. But it's to be able to sit there and go, this is who I am and make change. That instills a fair bit of hope in people. But also, you should be proud of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you should be proud. And whenever you feel like it's not going the way it's meant to be going, then
make that little adjustment.
Do
that little sidestep.
That little intentional shift.
It's that. It's exactly that. And like I said, and I've said it a few times now, I'm still learning this. I'm still learning this whole, I'm going to be okay. I have to be okay because I'm going to make it okay. You know, something hits me for a full 6 and out. I ain't out. Nah, my turn's coming again.
Well, the thing is, life is the only thing you get to do once. Like, if you look at it like that, like I actually read that somewhere not too long ago.
Life is the thing
you only do it once.
Only do once.
And the thing is, it's not the same thing over and over. So, like, let's say your job is repetitive, like work's repetitive, hobbies repetitive. They're all part of life, but the actual experience of life, you only get one chance. I know that sounds cliche and it sounds whatever, but when you look at it like that and you go, I only have now. But I'm still learning because I'm only doing it once.
Yeah.
It's not like I've mastered
day by day.
You don't master, like, because, like, you know, like I said to you, you could have the greatest, like earlier in the talk, like you could have the shittest, you could have the best fucking holiday and then tomorrow your car breaks down or someone passes away. All of a sudden you're at a new chapter of your life. Do you know, like you're at a chapter of grieving, you're at a chapter of
the
sadness
and
and like, that's what people don't get. Like, life as a whole, you only do once. And I think that's something that people are quick to forget because they think, oh, I do this every day, I do work there. But it's like your actual experience is a once in a lifetime. And I've seen very quickly firsthand people who I thought were going to be here for a long time not be here. And I've also seen people who I thought wouldn't be here for a long time extend their life expectancy with miracles. So, you know, moving through life now, what are things you do, or how does it feel when, like, things are stacked up against you? Like when all the chips aren't in your hand anymore and you've got one left and all these other items in life hold all the cards, and you know, when it's all stacked against you, like, you know, what keeps you going?
The want and the need to. That's my best answer.
That's fine, man.
The want and the need to.
Okay.
When you've seen it firsthand, how I get, and I'm getting my own world, and I shut off and I shut up, and the job that I'm doing isn't even the right job that I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to carry timbers from there to there. They end up over here.
Yeah.
Is the want and the need to.
That's awesome.
That's yeah. And it's not always the wants that you get. It's not always the needs that you need, but you get them, you have them, and you take them, and you keep going. That's my best answer for that one.
No, that's
like
fine, man. That's just like
it's the
it's
want and the
something.
need.
Yeah,
to.
it's like I don't know. I just think about it all the time, like how you when you're younger, how you treat things, and when things feel stacked up against you, like
Instead of throwing my hands up in the air and walking away and saying, "Oh fuck this, it's too hard," blah blah blah.
Or it's fucking this person's fault, or it's that person's fault. It's just like, man, this is life. Like again,
I did this.
I did this, or this is life.
This is now.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Bring it on.
Well,
bring it on.
Like there was a really.
How'd you say? Try me.
Yeah, but there was.
It's one of those things.
It is, and I watched this roundtable discussion a couple of months ago, and it had like famous actors on it, and I remember like someone asked, I think it was Tom Hanks. They said, "What was your greatest life advice?" And he said, his greatest life advice was, "This too shall pass." So you feel really good right now, it'll pass.
Yeah,
you feel shit right now, it'll pass, and that's how. That's sort of now. I catch myself telling myself that, like if I'm at work, instead of trying to let things get the better of me or spiraling down a rabbit hole like I've done so many countless times over the years and prior to kids even, now I'm just kind of like, sit with this will pass.
Yeah.
Feel it. Let it hurt you.
You're allowed to feel it.
Let it make you feel joyful.
Yep.
And I think having, again, a kid with needs, you start to realize that it'll pass. Like they have a meltdown or someone does stare or they're sick or they're in a hospital bed and you've got no answers. It'll all pass.
100%.
But then so will the times where you're playing with them and it's great.
Yep. Yeah.
But it's again,
you know what? That's my biggest fear. That's my biggest fear is having those great moments and them passing.
Yeah. It's rough, isn't it?
It's like I broke down in tears yesterday, building the bed and painting her room. She's 2, bro.
I know.
And she's in her own room. It's like, no. A week ago, she's in my arms, and it's like, she's in her own bed. Fuck that. Like, fuck that. No, you don't want that to go. And that, having those moments, having the good moments, they do pass. But it's having that knowledge that there's going to be more.
Yeah.
The will, the want, the need. I want to do better. I need to do better because I have to.
And that's, I got caught myself getting everyone went to bed last night. I was just sitting there, I was doing some music stuff. I sort of got a little bit emotional and went outside, and it was because like for this is the 5th holiday break I've had over Christmas since having Soul, and the best one. And I've always dreaded holidays because we're always indoors. We're always, you're limited, you can't go do stuff because of the sunlight, the bright. But for some reason on this break, it didn't really stop us. And I think it was like making those shifts. Like I sort of said to myself, like I'm going to have 3 weeks off. Really be intentional with your time off. So like I was saying to you, I went and bought this canopy and put it out the back, told him it was a cubby house, hung some fairy lights. We go out there and play, put his mud kitchen under there, like, and that way both the boys can be outside. Like this has been the best. And like we didn't even like go away on nothing. Like for us, it's pretty hard. We can't really book holidays anywhere because it's like, what are we going to do? Go to fucking the brightest place in the world, Queensland, with a kid who doesn't have eyelids and it's too hard, like, so like I haven't really in that sense, but for years, that was my narrative. Like I've got nothing to look forward to. Life's fucking shit. Whereas like this holiday break has been fantastic. And even just being able to, like I did a day of doing some podcast stuff last week. I'm doing today, but I don't feel guilty about taking that time away from the family because I've been so fulfilled for 19 days out of the 21. But yeah, like that this too shall pass, and like having that mentality when it's stacked against you, and like you were saying, like the want and the need, and like I'll just get through it and we're going to be okay, is fantastic to hear because it's a mindset that people got to realize it doesn't happen overnight. Like it takes so long.
No way it does.
And
it
takes so long to get to a point where what example you want to set for your family and your kids. And I suppose my thing for you would be like, what kind of example are you trying to set for your kids? Like, discussing everything we have today, moving into their future. Like, what example are you trying to set?
For them not to give up.
Yeah.
For them to see that their dad had so many opportunities to give up, and I didn't. Even when I was behind bars, and they would come to visit, I would still. I would still make sure that I would say to them every single time just before they left that I'll be home soon, and I'm gonna make this right. And that was my message. My message to them has always been, and still today, and will always be, that my job in their life is for them to be better than me. If they're not better than me in some way of shape or form, I've failed. So and I hold that to myself.
But then if for some reason, and I hope it doesn't, but one of your kids falls into the same traps or the same crowd or the same problems that you faced, what would you want them to know?
That I'm there.
Yeah.
My door's open.
Yeah.
Straight up. No matter what. No matter what. They need to hide a body. I'm the person they call.
I don't know if you can say that. No, but I know what you mean. Like, yeah.
Without getting too emotional right now. Like, all honesty is for them to know that my phone's there, my door's there, my arms are open. Man, they're our kids.
100%.
You know? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they do, what life choices they make. They're a part of us that keeps going. When we're not here, they're going to be here.
Well, they owe us nothing. Like, we brought them into it. Like, I think that's that thing too. It's like when parents feel like kids are going to bring them something, happiness or whatever, they owe us nothing. And like, we owe them everything.
We owe them everything. We brought them into this world.
Yeah.
We brought them into this world. And you know what? Like, I've difficulties with my mum. You know, like, I've lost a fair bit of contact with my mum. Whether it's for the good, the worst, the bad, whatever. I can wholeheartedly say that she's okay as long as I'm okay.
Yeah.
And I know that I keep trying to install that with my kids. I'm fine. I'm great as long as you're good and you're great.
And it's without putting that pressure on them to be great or to feel great, but it's just that thing of like,
if they're okay, if they're carefree, my job's done.
And then, you know, looking at that, I suppose, what would you, you know, I suppose, hope that your children understand about you one day? It's a tough one.
Yeah.
But like, if people, you know, there's going to be things that I suppose will, you know, have probably been clouded and grey and difficult, and there's been highs and lows, and probably at times felt like more lows and highs. But what's one thing you hope your kids will understand about you one day?
That I did what I could when I could. And that I made things work. Yeah. To the best as what I could.
Yeah. You're doing the best with the tools you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My biggest thing as well would be like, if someone to turn around to, you know, to any of my kids, my boys or my girls, and say, "Oh, you're just like your dad." For them to turn around to that person and be like, "Yeah,
I am.
Fuck oath. Yeah, I am." You know, I think that without even me knowing, I think that would be my biggest accomplishment. Yeah.
I know with my dad, like he always says to me, like, you know, I just don't want you to end up how we are, and I can't give you anything financially now.
That doesn't mean shit to me.
Yeah, but that older generation.
I know for a fact that like if I was to go to my mum's house, even if she only had bread and sugar,
you'd have to still have a lovely time.
100%.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like my dad says that to me, and I've said to him a few times, I'm like, you may think that that's what giving to me is. And I think it's because of the whole soul situation. It's pretty hard, like financially and everything else in life. But I've said to him, I'm like, you gave me everything as a kid. At times it wasn't beautiful, and at times it wasn't glorious, and at times, like I've seen the best and worst parts of my parents. But I'll take what my parents gave me life-wise and presence-wise over money. And that's probably, they think that giving me monetary things when I was younger would help. Or like, be able to show that like, I just want to be able to give you this. Or I just want to be, you're giving me more by being present. You know what I mean?
I think that, that's it. Is being able to give them me. For them to take away that would be my
I think what we'll probably do is start closing this out. If it's probably, I think it's been nearly 2 hours.
Damn.
So time flies when we're having fun. But I've jotted down 3 questions to sort of close out with, and then would love to get your answers. You don't have to answer.
Hit me.
But these were 3 that I sat there and I was like, what would be a great question questions to hit Martin with? Number 1 was, what would you say to a man listening right now who feels like it's too late to change?
Fuck off, it's not. Look them dead in the eye. Fuck off, it's not. Don't you dare say that. Don't ever. It's never too late. There's no such thing. People that say that, I'm too old to ride a bike again. Or, I can't do that. My best example is I almost got unalived on a bike. It took me 2 years to get back on a bike, but I did it. There's no such thing as too late. No such thing for too late.
The second question I had was, what does starting again really require?
Manning up. Owning it.
And when you say manning up, just thought I'll touch on that, because that's a term, I suppose, gets used a lot when we're younger. Are you talking the old school manning up, suck it up mentality? Which if you are, it's fine. Again, this is no judgment.
No.
Or are you talking about manning up as in being vulnerable, being your true self, letting your guard down when you need to,
letting your walls down,
stripping
back, not being. When as growing up, we grew up with man up, men don't cry, blah blah blah.
You're a boy, you're tough.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I know. It's
fuck off. I bleed just like you bleed.
Yeah.
I hurt just like you hurt. We're allowed to fucking hurt. That's what makes us men. We hurt, but we get back up. Having that's what I mean when I say man up. Strip back all this macho persona, all this badass, this and that, and all the rest. Nah, that doesn't work like that. It didn't work back then. It's not going to work now, especially now. 100%. We need to strip back. We need to start again. We need to talk.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of this. Me starting this was just so that people will talk.
We need to
spark
talk.
The conversation. Hopefully,
ask a mate how they are.
Exactly.
I hand on heart, love that. Love that. Ask somebody how they are. a stranger could open the door, help them with their grocery. I know that sounds old-fashioned and chivalry and all this and that. You know what? I helped an older lady with the Coles door that wouldn't open and helped her with her shopping cart to her car. And it wasn't like she was, 60, 80, whatever years old and couldn't push the cart. Nah, she could have. But it's that little 1% that, you know what, it put a smile on her face. And that made me feel better. And I did that in front of my kids. And they seen that. And they're like, oh, Dad, you're always helping people. Yeah. One day that's going to be me.
Well, probably for a long time it was you and no one was there to actually
To help.
give you that helping hand.
Exactly.
Open that door for Martin or
Exactly.
spark that conversation with you, because it was that, like you said, that manning up. Oh, well, this is the life you chose.
Yep.
Type bullshit. I agree. And
it's stripping back. It is. It's stripping back and knowing that it's okay to have that vulnerability and being able to be able to have that weight lifted off your chest. It feels amazing and it helps you inside. It's helped me so many times, and you've been a shoulder of many of times as well.
Have you, man.
It's like, man, it's having that weight lifted, even if it is just for a brief second, and being able to strip it back down and sort of have that clarity again, instead of it being all on top of you, all the rest of it. Break it down, say it out loud. Go out in your backyard and just let it out.
Yeah, but it's also finding the right people too. Like, surround yourself with, if you can, with right people. And there's
show me your friends, I'll tell you your future.
Yeah,
surround yourself with good. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be fine. Having the right people around you, it's helped me these past couple of weeks tenfold. I wouldn't be in the headspace that I'm in without my uncle, without my sister, without my partner, without my kids. We've spoken so many times as well, like having that, being able to have that space to be able to just let it out. Man, I can't stress enough how much it helps. It really does.
And I think the last question I had for you was, what does being a good man mean to you now?
Whoa. Everything. Everything. It's a whole new ball game. It really is. It's a whole new ball game. From getting compliments of randoms, and it's given me a bigger picture of my self-worth. If that'd be the right sort of way of putting it. Like, it's opened my eyes. Being a good man has helped me realize my self-worth and what I'm capable of. Yeah.
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll probably end it on that. That was awesome. I just want to thank you for showing up. Thank you for being you. Thank you for showing, I suppose, what, responsibility and growth actually looks like, which isn't perfect. It's just being honest, and the imperfect version of Martin is a hell of a lot better than no version of Martin. So I appreciate everything that you do and the conversations we have, and thank you for coming on and being the first guest. I hope to have you on again soon, and I hope everyone else has enjoyed this conversation today and take something away from it. We'll be looking, obviously, to do more guests moving forward, but today, like I said, was a really special one, and to be able to have you give up your time and be here, man. But like I said, if there's anything you ever need, you can always call. You can always text. You always message me.
I always have.
And so I think I'll close it out with that. So everyone, thank you so much, Martin. You're the man.
Pleasure,
Thank
my
you, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the walk, everyone, and chat to you soon.
Pleasure.